If you are looking to make your Facebook ads work, you must learn how to read and analyze their performance. Nothing else will give you a definitive answer of why your ads are working or not. Most people who say that Facebook ads don't work for them don't know exactly what's not working because they don't know how to read and analyze their data. But here's the truth. Your numbers are going to tell you everything, and learning how to read them and analyze them will help you to turn your campaign's results around. In this video, I will show you the exact metrics I focus on, and I will show you how to turn these metrics into actionable insights. So let's get started. The best way to explain Facebook ads metrics is to go to a Facebook ad account and see those metrics in action. I will go over these metrics one by one. I will explain each one of them and what are the actions that you should be taking based on each of these metrics. Okay, when it comes to analyzing your ads performance, I always recommend you to start at the ads level. On every campaign you are running, you have three levels. You have the campaign level, which is our campaign. We have the ad set level, and we have the ads level. And there is a video on this YouTube channel where I talk about how to structure your ad account and what campaigns you should be running. So I recommend you to check this video if you are not sure about the structure of your ad account. Now, it doesn't really matter what are the things that we are changing at the campaign level because we have very few, let's say, flexibility in there. What matters the most are your ads, and that's why we are focusing on metrics at the ads level. And what I like to do is to compare my ads performance. If you are totally new to this platform, if this is your first time running ads, you don't have any idea about any of these metrics, like what are the benchmarks, what are the good metrics, what are the good numbers. So the best way to tackle this is to compare your ads performance like one versus the other. This is the best way. Okay, so as you can see in this campaign, I have 3 ads running, and it's a very new campaign. And as you can see, the first metric or the first thing I see in here is the delivery. Okay, and it's telling me if my ads are delivering, if I have like crossed the learning phase or not. And as you can see in here, I have learning limited, which means that my budget is limited and the campaign doesn't have enough budget to test, so I should be increasing my budget. And this is something I'm going to do, but my main limitation is that this ad account is totally new, so we didn't spend much on it, and Facebook don't allow us to spend like hundreds of dollars directly on campaigns. We need to increase the budget step by step. So that's why I'm still on the learning limited phase. Okay. I will later show you how to organize these campaigns because some of these metrics don't exist on Facebook. Some of these metrics are metrics that I have added to my columns. So I will show you how to do that at the end of this video. Okay, so first we have, as I said before, the delivery. And in here, the best case scenario is to have it as active, so it would be like optimizing and everything. When you see it as learning, it means that the campaign is still learning, and usually a campaign leaves the learning phase when it reaches up to 25, let's say, or 25 to 50 sales per week. Okay, when you see this, it doesn't mean that your campaign is not working. It means that the algorithm didn't optimize this campaign, let's say 100%. Okay, so it's better in here to see active because it means that the campaign is already optimized. Next, we have the attribution settings, and in here we see how we set up the attribution setting at the campaign level. And as you can see, we have 7-day click and 1-day view or 1-day engaged. And in this way, we are telling Facebook that if anyone like clicked within the 7 days, then both, or if anyone viewed the ad or engaged with it and both within the same day, all of these sales will be attributed to this campaign. This is actually the best settings, and this is the one I recommend you to use. You can go with 7-day click and 1-day view if you wish. This is also like good, but I like to go with this attribution. After that, we have the 3 rankings. We have the quality ranking, the engagement ranking, and we have the conversion ranking. And each of these metrics tells us a different story. With the quality ranking, Facebook is basically telling us if our ads in terms of quality are good or not. When it comes to the engagement, Facebook is telling us if people are engaging with our ads or not, and if it's good, average, or above average. And then we have the conversion, and basically this is the conversion, how much conversions we are making out of this ad. So in here, the results could vary between below average, average, and above average. Obviously, we all aim for above average, especially for conversion. But as you can see, I don't have results yet in here because this is a new campaign, so I don't have enough data. But usually you should be aiming to average or above average. So look at the ads and see which ones are ranking, for example, above average for engagement or for conversions or for quality, and see what maybe made this ad, let's say, special, and try to copy the same thing in your other ads. Next, we have the budget, and as you can see, this is the budget at the ad set level. It's $65. It's just for info, like just to keep track of how much I'm spending on this campaign. Next, we have the amount spent, and it's how much money we have spent on each of these ads. And as you can see, Facebook has spent most of the money on the first ad. Okay, this tells us a lot of important things. It tells us that Facebook thinks that this is the ad that's performing the best. That's why Facebook is pushing all the spend toward this ad. This is actually very good because it means that Facebook is optimizing the spend in a way to give, let's say, this ad most of the money because it's the ad that's performing the best. But also it's a little bit tricky. Why? Because let's say, for example, we want to test new ads, okay? And we put these, let's say, new ads in this campaign. Most probably, Facebook will continue to spend more on this ad because it's the one that's performing very good so far. Okay, that's why when it comes to testing new creatives, I have a different strategy, and that's why I recommend you to watch this video if you want to know more about how to test new ads and so on. Okay, so amount spent, again, it tells us where Facebook is spending all the money. If at a certain point we've noticed that Facebook is spending the money on the wrong ad, maybe this ad is not performing good anymore, this is when we should be taking action and like killing this ad because it's not performing good anymore. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what's the most important factor to, let's say, judge if an ad is performing well or not later in this video, so stay with me. After amount spent, we have impressions, and it's the number of like how many times this ad or was shown. It's about how many times this ad was in front of someone. Okay, so this is the number of impressions. Then we have the reach. The reach is the number of people who saw the ad. Okay, so as you can see, reach is lower than impressions, and the frequency is basically the number of impressions divided by the number of reach. So how many times the same person saw this ad. And as you can see in here, my frequency is 1.47, which is okay. But when my frequency is too high, it means that the same people are seeing this ad again and again, and it means that I should be adding new ads to my campaign. Always check frequency at the ad level, not at the ad set level, because we want to make sure that the same people are not seeing the same ad over and over again. In this case, if the frequency, for example, is 3 or 4, that's when we need to take action. We need to change that. After that, we have results, and in here, because I'm running a sales campaigns, obviously, because it's an e-commerce brand, the result is 9. It's the number of purchases I have received. When you see these dots under a number and with this, let's say, small comment, it means that this is not a 100% accurate number, it's estimated. So Facebook is estimating based on the AI and so many things and the APIs and so many stuff, how many, let's say, sales are coming out of this campaign. It's telling us we have 9, and as you can see, the other ads are not making any sales. So in my opinion, what happened? Facebook started spending money on these 3 ads at the same time because I have introduced them at the same time to the campaign. But Facebook noticed that people are interacting better with the first ad. That's why Facebook continued at spending money on this ad. That's why it's the one with the most, let's say, spent. And as you can see in here, we have the results and we have the cost per result. So how much we are paying in order to make one purchase, which is $73. Again, this is an estimated number because the result is an estimated number. So the cost per result is the most important metric to decide whether you want to kill an ad or not. It's your cost of acquisition. So for example, for this business, I have a long-term value for my customers. It's a makeup brand. People will continue coming and they will continue buying from me. That's why I have, let's say, more flexibility at my cost per acquisition. So I might not mind a cost of acquisition as high as this one. But I repeat, this is a very new campaign and we are still optimizing it, and for sure we are looking to increase this way lower. But your cost of acquisition is basically how much you are willing to make the sale. And it varies depending on your business, on your products, on your margins, your customer's life term value, and so on. If you are selling something that your customers will buy once and that's it, you need to make sure that you are making profit from the first sale. So you want to make sure that this number is not bigger than your margin. You need to make sure that you are still making money out of the ads. But if you are selling something like coffee, for example, or makeup, and you know that your products are good and that your customers are going to keep coming back to your store, you might tolerate higher cost of acquisitions because you know that you will be making more and more money in the future from the same customers. So basically, you are willing to bet more on new customers. Okay, this is the metric that defines whether we are going to kill an ad or not. So let's say, for example, this ad was performing well, and at a certain point, this number started to go higher and higher and higher. This is when I kill the ad. It doesn't mean that I'm losing the data. No, the data is still there, and I know that this ad is working, so I just need to take it, create something similar, maybe change a little bit in this ad and reintroduce it to Facebook and to my audience. Okay? After the cost of acquisition, we have the CPM, and it's how much we are paying for 1,000 impressions. And this is actually a metric that we can't affect, or we can't, let's say, change a lot. It's related to the market, to the niche, to my ad account, let's say, quality, and so on. And in USA, for example, CPMs are very high. In other countries, CPMs are lower. So it depends in which markets you are running ads. CPMs vary a lot between one country to another and between one niche to another. In USA, they are the highest. But as you can see, my CPMs between the ads are almost the same. Over time, if you are a good advertiser and your ads are performing well, Facebook will be lowering the CPMs for you. This is where you can affect the CPM by being a good advertiser, by selling good products. If people are liking your products, if they are leaving good feedbacks, if your customers are not, let's say, nagging and like reporting your ads, Facebook will see that you are a good advertiser, and over time this number can improve a little bit. Also, you must know that this number is highly related to the time of the year. So I'm shooting this video on November. It's the most expensive time when it comes to ads. That's why the CPMs are even higher. But I want to tell you that when we started running these campaigns, the CPMs were even higher than this. They were like $80 or something. Okay, and I will show you now how you can break down results. So if you go in here to break down, you can break down results per day. And as you can see in here, you can see that like we had days with very high CPMs, we had days with lower CPMs, and so on. Okay, so let's remove this and go back. So again, CPMs are not things that you can actually affect. Just be a good advertiser, just sell good products, and you are good to go. Then you have the hook rate. And the hook rate, this is a metric that I have added myself. It's not there on Facebook, and I will show you at the end of this video how to organize the tables and how to create a custom, let's say, metric. The hook rate is a very important metric because it's going to tell you if your video hook is good or not. If you don't know what hook means, hook is the thing that you use in order to hook your audience and make them stop scrolling and watch the video. So basically, it's your video's first 3 or 5 seconds. Usually, it's your video's first 3 seconds. Having an attractive hook is super important because when you think about your audience, okay, imagine like someone sitting on their sofa watching Netflix, just scrolling on Facebook. There are so many things happening. They are watching reels on Instagram. So why would they stop and see your ad? They will only stop if the first 3 seconds are extremely catchy. If you want to know more about how to craft good ads, I highly recommend you to check this video on my YouTube channel because in this video, I show you 3 fantastic ads that you can learn a lot from. But keep in mind that the first 3 seconds are extremely important. So by this metric, we are seeing the percentage of people who watched the first 3 seconds. And this is going to tell us if our hook is good or not. If they are watching the first 3 seconds, it means that our hook is good. So what I like to do is to compare this metric between my ads. Okay, I don't have any other idea between other ads. This is a new account. This is a new business, new products, new content creators. So I need to compare these ads versus each other. And as you can see, my first ad is the one with the highest hook. So how you can use this metric to, let's say, improve your ads. Over time, when you run a lot of ads, you will have a lot of data. And this metric is going to help you to understand which hook or hooks performed the better. So, for example, if all of your hook rate are, let's say, around 30%, but one ad has a hook rate of 50%, this tells you that this hook is very good. People are actually stopping and watching this video because of this hook. So this is what you can learn from this metric. You can learn if your hook is good enough, or which hook or which angle was the most attractive for your audience. Okay, after hook rate, you have the engagement rate, and this is going to tell you how many people are actually like watching the video, continuing to watch the video, engaging with it. And this is also an important metric because after watching the 3 seconds, we want them to watch the full video. We want them to know the product, to see it in action, to understand why they should be buying it, how this product is going to help them, and so on. So also the engagement rate is extremely important, and this is also a metric that I have created, and I will show you how to do that later in this video. So again, you compare this metric between your ads, and as you can see in here, all of my ads are almost the same, but let's say one of my ads is showing an engagement rate of, let's say, 10%, 30%. Okay, this is gonna make me think, okay, what I have changed in this video, why people are watching this video for a longer time. And most probably it's about the pace, it's about the content creator, the music, the energy, the script maybe. So this is going to help you more to understand what type of, let's say, video content is, or what type of video styles are performing better. After the hook and the engagement rate, we move to the click link through rate. And this is a very important metric. Okay, so we've known how many people have actually watched the hook, which is the first metric. So we know our hook is working, let's say. Then we move to the next thing. Are people engaging with the video? Are they watching? Now we move to the third step is, are they clicking after watching? Which is our main purpose. We want them to click, we want them to go to the website, we want them to see the product page, and hopefully to convert. So the click-through rate is super important. And always keep in mind that your ad's job is to make people move from Facebook and Instagram to your website. This is the most important thing. Okay, and as you can see in here, this first ad is performing very well compared to the other ones. And I want you to look at the link click-through rate in here because we want to know that people actually move to the website. Okay, so this one is 1.71%. So this is a good click-through rate compared to the other ones. Well, honestly, I've seen better click-through rates, maybe 3, sometimes 4%. So this is acceptable, but definitely we will be working on like creating new ads in order to get better click-through rates. Because when we increase this metric, we increase the amount of traffic we are receiving on our website. So we are increasing our profits and our sales. Okay. Then we have the link clicks, and it's like how many people clicked on the link. And next to it, we have the landing page views. And I like to compare these two metrics one next to each other just to see if people after clicking, they are landing on the page and they are spending some time. Okay, so again, these three metrics are all related. And as you can see, this one is not an estimated metric because it's happening on Facebook. So it's a 100% true metric. Okay, the landing page view is happening on the website, so it's not 100% accurate. Okay, then we have the purchase ROAS, and it's like the ROAS. I'm pretty sure you know what ROAS is. ROAS is like, let's say I'm spending $100 on ads, I'm making on sales $200, so my ROAS is like how much I'm making over how much I'm spending. Okay, it's 1.67. It's a very low number, it's not a good number, but we should be aiming to increase it. Again, what is an acceptable ROAS will differ from one business to another. It will differ depending on your niche, on like the long-term value of your customers, and so many things. Okay, in so many businesses a ROAS of 2 would be enough. In other businesses a ROAS of 7 would be enough. So it depends on your business, but you should be aiming to increase this number to the point where you are profitable. Okay, this is the most important thing. If your product is a one-time, let's say, a purchase thing, you need to make sure that your ROAS is positive from here. If your product is like something that people can keep buying in the future, you might accept lower ROASs and so on. Okay, so these are the most important metrics I want you to focus on. There are so many other metrics that you can look at, but I don't think they are super important at the first stages. And I think that these metrics, the ones we have discussed in this video, are more than enough because they follow up all of your customers' journey, starting by the hook, the engagement, the click-through rate, landing page views, up to going to your website and buying from you. So now I'm going to show you how to add the two metrics that they aren't on Facebook, and I will show you how to set up your columns like in order to be able to see the results and the data. So you go in here to columns, and by default you have some setups in here. So you have, for example, performance and the clicks, and this setup is going to show you like everything related to the clicks. and the performance. I like to look at this actually setup from time to time, so it's also beneficial. When you go in here, you have delivery and you have engagement. These are two other setups by default, but I will show you how to create your own setup like I have done in here. So what you need to do is to click here and to go to customize columns. And as you can see in here, you have all the metrics divided by type and you have them in here. Here you find the ones that you have chosen. And this is my own setup. You can choose your own setup. Okay, so these are the two metrics that I have created them. They are not already on Facebook. I will show you also how to do that in few minutes. Okay, but as you can see, I have all the metrics in here. If I want to add any additional metric, I just need to click and it will be added in here. So by the way, since this is the click, I don't use the clicks all, because if you use the clicks all, it means that you are seeing all the clicks that happens on the ad. So this includes going to the Instagram page or clicking on the profile and so on. So that's why whenever you're seeing any click, you need to look at click-through rate. That's why whenever you're checking this metric, you need to focus on the clicks that made people go to the website, so the link clicks. There are so many additional metrics that you can explore in there, but you don't need actually to, because as I said before, these are the most important metrics. Okay, now if you want to create your own metric like these two, you just need to click on create custom metric. Okay, and in here you need to create the metric. So for the hook rate, you need to choose in here the first metric, which is the 3 second views. Okay, so this is the first metric, and we need to divide it by the number of impressions. So you go in here and you choose impressions, and we need to tell Facebook that this is a percentage. Okay, you name the metric and you click on create metric, and that's it. Okay, for the engagement, instead of choosing the 3 seconds video plays, you choose the metric that's called through plays. Okay, and that's it. Okay, and this way you will have your two metrics, the hook rate and the engagement rate. And if you look in here, you will see the formula. It's 3 second video play divided by impressions. And in here, when you go to engagement rate, it's the through plays divided by impressions. Okay, and in this way you will get your two new metrics and you can add them in here. Once you're done, you can click on save as a column preset and you save it as your preset and you apply it. It's very important to note that if there are multiple people managing the account or multiple staff members, they won't be able to see your columns or your preset. Every one of them should be creating the same preset from their side. Okay, so this is a preset that I can see, but the other people who are managing the account can't see. Okay, so that's it to how you manage your metrics. As you can see, using the metrics we have discussed in this video, you can have a very good idea about how your ads are performing and what are the things that you should be fixing and improving. If your ads are not performing well, one of the most important things to focus on is to understand why your ads are not performing. What are the things that you should be fixing? If you want to know more about this, and if you want to get a better idea about what might be killing your ads, I highly recommend you to watch this video on my YouTube channel where I discuss 3 deadly mistakes that might be killing your Facebook ads. So check it out.